Hello. Today I wanted to share what I call healing with water hacks. A hack to me is basically doing something unique to develop ourselves, to become creative in our own individual evolution. And healing with water to me is just such a fundamental way of healing. For we are made mostly of water, probably 95+%. And today in this astrology, we've got a lot of water energy. I believe the moon is at 27 Cancer. It's trining Chiron, 27, which is healing with water in Pisces. And that's a little bit connected to the planet Jupiter in Scorpio, which is emotional healing through looking at under the surface. So three things came to me that relates to water healing, and it's about showering. We all shower. Some people bath. I shower, and I find it's very healing. There's an energetic exchange when the water goes in our skin. It physically cleans our body, but energetically, I really believe it cleans our aura. Think of the word baptism as biblical religious connotations, but to me it's symbolic of a spiritual cleansing. When we go in water, the state of being we're in can be transformed into a new state. I think some of that's due to our intention and our idea of releasing and surrendering, which is kind of ironic. And it's going into the feeling as well. It's Cancer and Scorpio, those emotions. So the three practical tips I wanted to share are, firstly, when we take a shower, normally we use hot water. It's nice, it feels good, it's refreshing, warms us up. But a biohack that I heard years ago that I use every day is to combine hot and cold water in the shower. This is a concept called hormesis, I believe, which is the body's ability to adapt to stimulus extremes of sensations. When the body's hot, the pores open, it allows us to release a little bit, but I find when there's cold, there's a different type of healing. It's a contraction, but also it stimulates metabolism, it stimulates the body to kind of burn its internal fires. Whereas if it's just we just have hot water, I feel there's kind of it's a comfort zone, and it's like our body kind of stays at one place. So having the combination of two, it's quite a stimulus, and maybe the first time it's done, it can feel quite intense, scorpionic, but after a while, it feels really refreshing because on a biological level, there's much contraction and expansion of the body, which to me enhances the energetic clearing and cleansing that we want. So what I like to do is take warm water first, because that's what emotionally feels securing in Cancer way. And then I'll turn it off and put on the cold. And it's very intense at first. It can feel like, a freezing sensation, but it allows us to get into our body and activate our internal fire and our internal waters that have a power of internal security. So I go back and forth, you can do as many times as you like. I'd say several times of hot to cold is good, because it just kind of gets that body in a kind of circular cycle of that extraction, expansion, contraction. So that's really fun. I always feel so much more refreshed, and I like to end the shower on warm or hot water. water because it does open the pores, and if you're putting on creams or whatever topicals, they will absorb in your body more efficiently when the skin is warm. So the second tip I like to do every day is using essential oils when showering. Essential oils, you probably know, are plant extracts in an oil form that have very multi-layered cleansing properties. And it's popular nowadays, people using diffusers, which is putting essential oil in water that turns into vapor. Now, I do the same thing without using a diffuser by getting a few drops of whatever essential oil and literally just getting the tincture and placing a few drops in the shower when the water is warm. This creates like a kind of diffuser effect because the warm water will evaporate the steam with the oil, and in the confines of the shower it creates like a mini sauna or diffusing environment. And whatever essential oil is works for you, that's more therapeutic and refreshing, I would encourage you to play with that. Third thing that I really enjoy doing every day when I shower is making a essential oil mouthwash. A lot of toothpastes use peppermint and wintergreen, which are quite cleansing, but a lot of toothpastes have other things, fluoride and or unnatural materials that probably are not the best. But for me, I find what works is getting using essential oils, particularly peppermint, wintergreen, and clove, because they have a flavor and a profile that I find works. It feels refreshing and also has a deep cleansing effect. Some other essential oils are probably have a very strong scent, and essential oils by themselves are very potent. So I really caution to be very, they dilute them in quite a form. What I do is get a glass of warm water, I don't know, maybe several ounces, have that in my mouth when I'm showering, and I get 1 drop peppermint, 1 drop of clove, 1 drop of wintergreen. Maybe 1 drop of peppermint is good to start with because they are very concentrated. But with that 3-4 ounces of water in the mouth, it creates like a mouthwash, and it's very diluted, and that way it can cleanse. And I keep them in my mouth, I swish it around, and what I found after doing this over a year is that it's like those mouthwashes you can buy at stores, but those mouthwashes at stores have got either alcohol or synthetic solvents that, to me, I mean, they might work, but the essential oil works just as well. And the cooling properties of peppermint and the warming properties of clove, to me, just feel so refreshing. There's something physiological about our jaws and the gum lining that I believe there's nerves, there's a lot of nerves. It's connected with our teeth, and if I floss my teeth while I'm doing this, it really seems the oils really seem to penetrate into the nerves and seem to just cleanse on a deep level, more so than anything else. Like certain toothpastes, they work on a deeper level, in my opinion. So I really encourage you, if you haven't done this before, to play with it, see how it feels. And I just came with those 3 because they're what I do every day, and they work for me. They cleanse me on levels that I can't explain, energetic levels that are beyond the physical awareness. And I can gauge this by the emotional states of well-being I feel throughout the day by doing this. So I hope this is useful for someone, and let me know if you haven't done this before, how it feels, and if there's any other suggestions that you could share. I do a lot of unorthodox, unconventional healing or subject to personal techniques. And on this channel, I'm going to be sharing a lot of what I do. I always just want to share from my own heart space and personal intellect for what works for me, as I want to be an example for healing, that we're all in this journey together. And whatever you do, I really want to hear and just have an open relationship about this, because there's millions of ways to do things, and some things work and some things have issues, and I want to be very careful about things that I share, that it's practical and there is a reasoning and understanding of why to do these things, because so much of healing is, I feel, stepping outside of what our status quo says it's the only way or the most comfortable way. We step outside that comfort zone and become empowered on our individual, subjective understanding by following our intuition, our gut guidance, as well as those intuitions that tell us, those sparks of creativity and sharings from others. I feel when we do this together, we can come to new understandings and have fun as we venture forward, for we are the co-creators of our universe, are we not? So thanks so much for watching this, and I will speak to you later. Aloha from Hawaii.